Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to All the Mods 6. So since the last episode, I have been doing a bit of work, basically just doing some very small build type things. I did work a little bit in the mine, basically just laying out floor. I haven't done a lot, so I'm not even going to go over there. Just literally just laying out floor. But if we head across the bridge, this is where I've been spending most of my time, because... for starters, I've started cleaning out a bit of that. We're going to go down there here in just a second. But I did add just a little bit of clutter up around the edge of the roads and brought the roads out a little bit. Put a couple of our Ratlantis automation heads up here because we are getting, or we do have quite a bit of those. Or we did. I have one, I think, now, but they're easy enough to get more. And then I added some various small structures, so a little like storage shed type area. This dock that kind of comes out, you know, for fishing, not for boats and stuff, but like for fishing, and kind of a nice little vantage point. And then if we come out, some crates. I love crates. I love just tossing down crates. This little area right here, we're going to be working in today, plugging some stuff up to it. I still have to add some detail to the outside and stuff, but basically just a square building. So we definitely want to add some detail to it because otherwise it's just too square and boring looking. This building right here, we're going to be working in today. It's not going to be cobblestone there, but we're going to be doing some stuff with that. Right over here, this is intended to just be a bee breeding area, and I've got some crates here so that we can dump bees into, you know, for storage. Basically just a bee storage area, and then we can access those from the outside if we need to. Behind these trap doors. Coming on through, I did go ahead and started messing with the ropes mod, basically just for this part of it. The ropes mod, I'm not that crazy about it beyond just the drying racks. I do wish you could put other things in the drying rack. I'd love to be able to put leather into it, but unfortunately we can't. But basically, you grow flax, you put it on there, and it makes dry flax, and then with that, you can make ropes. And rope blocks. I might use the block ropes, except they kind of just look like wood to me as far as texture wise, and the ropes, they're not as nice in my opinion as like industrial hemp rope because they're just very staticky. You can climb them, but yeah, I don't really need to climb things. But anyways, I'm using those for decor as kind of like a little drying like flax drying area. And then on down, like I said, I got tired of having our chickens inside the building over there, so I did finally get these moved over. And basically have a vacuumulator here. Now this vacuumulator, it does pump out eggs, it does not pump out the rest of the stuff. So I do probably need to set something up for that, or maybe actually just have a rat move the things. But over here is kind of like a little storage area. Once this place is a little bit more safer, I will probably add a villager or maybe a rat. That would make more sense, a little rat sitting here. But the eggs get pumped over into here, which we actually have, wow, we got quite a few of these. I'm going to have to use these here in a minute. And then we can put our chicken and our feathers and seeds, you know, if we want to do some breeding. Just different little crates there for chicken related stuff. Now this area right here, this one is not set to pick up eggs, and the reason being this is actually our killing area. So, you know, as I get chickens, I can kill them because I wanted something for that. And then this is my chicken chopping block, and basically what I've been doing for chickens is just taking the eggs and tossing these. Oh, and I have particles turned off right now, but yeah, this is basically just our little chicken area, is what it is. And just kind of a little decorative chicken spot. Now down here, which this, of course, once we get out here, we haven't decorated any of this, but right here is our Flax Farm for ropes mod. So we can grow flax. If you need to make these, they are craftable, by the way. And then out here, we have kind of our little irrigation farm with a variety of just random sort of plants. So like chili peppers, lentils, jute, rice, sadie root, flax, rice, and fluffy seeds. And then it's all irrigated just with coarse dirt stayers that kind of run out to the water. So that's how a lot of our farms, our bigger farms and stuff, are going to be set up. Now I am planning on bringing this out a little bit as kind of artificial swampland. I'm kind of thinking kind of how, you know, the Aztecs would raised dirt in the swamp, we'll do something like that and bring this out just a little bit further. And then right in here we kind of have a little storage area for our cocoa beans and rice. And yeah, that's been the majority of it. I did farm up some phantoms just by not sleeping. Killed a few of those because we were going to need them today. And beyond that, just little bitty simple structures that I've been putting together. But I do have a plan for our next on-camera build, and I'm quite looking forward to that. So we'll start that at some point. I've got a couple other things I want to get done before we start into that, though. Now today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our bees and we're going to be taking our rats and we're going to be combining them to kind of get our bees automated. Now, if we take a look at the Centrifuge, this pack features a variety of centrifuges with the Centrifuge tiers. So we have the basic Centrifuge, we have the Elite Centrifuge, then we have Centrifuge Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5, and Creative. And these are all, of course, bee centrifuges. Now, we're going to go ahead. First and foremost, we're going to be upgrading straight into the Centrifuge. The big Centrifuge is a 3x4x3. We're going to be upgrading from our little dinky Centrifuge and just moving on to the big Centrifuge. Just a Tier 1 today, I think. Yeah, we don't have netherite at the moment. Oh, and that reminds me, we have now that one's dead, we have no sheep rats anymore. Put that in there, because our other one was killed by a Wilden Hunter. So, yeah. And then that one, for some reason, decided he was going to leave and go get poked to death by a sweetberry bush. So, great. But let's go ahead, let's grab our Centrifuge, and I can remove this, and I'll remove this for now. Let's take that, and we're just going to upgrade it, because we don't really need this Centrifuge anymore. This one's fine, but the multi-block one's going to be better for us. It's going to be better for, like, a big bee setup, honestly. Okay, so let's go ahead, get that, and then let's get ourselves, there we go, there is 18. Now, I think this is a 3x4x3. There we go. 35 Centrifuge casings and a Centrifuge controller. That's actually a lot of iron. Like a whole lot of iron. Almost 3 stacks. So, quite a bit of iron. I mean, not that bad. It will get a whole lot more expensive as we begin tearing up, because of course these require netherite. And then you need compressed blocks of gold here. And you also need compressed blocks of gold for the casings. So they do get a little bit costly. Netherite there. And then you need the compressed blocks of diamond here. And then compressed emeralds there. And then, of course, the creative one requires lots of compressed things. But at the moment, we don't need anything more than just the standard Centrifuge. Now, it is worth noting, if we take a look at this, you'll notice that, of course, you have the manual Centrifuge and the single block Centrifuge, but there is quite a few recipes that are multi-block only, the ones that require the honeycomb blocks. So down the road, we may actually use some honeycomb block recipes, but right now I think we're just going to feed in straight honeycombs, because we don't have honeycombs coming in at a very fast speed. And the honeycomb blocks, I think, will just come up more once we get apiaries up and going, when we're actually producing honeycomb blocks, or we scale out our bees to the point where we need, faster speed or something like that. But let's go ahead and break this open. Actually, probably just boom. There we go. And then we are going to lay out our multi-block, and then we're going to put our controller in right there, and then up here we're just going to place that out, and then just build this out like so. And there we go. Now we have our Centrifuge. Okay. Now at this point, what we're going to do is let's go ahead. Actually, let's go ahead and let me pop down here, and I want to show you what this looks like from below. And this, by the way, is a rowing boat from Small Ships. I had mentioned a bit back that we were going to be doing some stuff with small ships, and so now we have ourselves a rowing boat. We're going to have a bunch of these basically for decoration. And if you hold shift and right click, you can see I put in just a bunch of cobblestone. That way it gives the boat kind of these little chests and things. It wouldn't get those otherwise. Like if we take these out, you can see I take out a few, one of the chests vanishes. Take out a few more and the other chest vanishes. So I've just got that for looks basically. We probably will make some other ships, some bigger ships later. But for right now, for this part of the base, I just want rowing boats. And you can see lots of little clutter down by the riverside. And I haven't cleaned up these weeds and stuff. Because I'm kind of just been debating if I want to leave a bunch of them or if I want to completely remove them. But okay, let's go ahead, grab some of this stuff out. Let's pop down. And right down here, we're going to put in our basic energy cell. Now this, we'll need to upgrade this later on. But you can see it's filling up with power. Now I don't know if we're going to have enough power to run this thing like non-stop. I'm not sure. We may have to upgrade our rats, but there's 50,000 RF in there. And if we take, for example, like our gold honeycomb, it's going to start running through that. Emerald honeycombs, slimy honeycombs, and you can see it could process all three of these at the same time and actually kind of kick through these honeycombs. Now I want to see what kind of a... We are actually running positive on power even though we're processing all that honeycomb. So that's actually a really good sight to see. That means that we could run this nonstop without issue. I doubt it's tapping out my rats because I think they're producing more power than we're even extracting from their rat wheels, right? Yeah, only 1,000 storage anyways. It wouldn't matter that much. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to attach right back in here. We're going to put in a couple item pipes. This one here is going to be for insert, so we're going to put that in right there. And we're going to set it to extract. And then we're going to put down another one here. And this one is going to be extracting from the centrifuge. And let me grab out that, for example. So if we throw this into here, you can see immediately gets pumped out into there. It doesn't matter what side that you insert into the centrifuge or anything like that. So we can just do that. And then this will start pulling the emerald ore out and storing it into these crates. So we have input, output. Okay, and you can see we got quite a few things out of that. Oh, and by the way, it was brought up in the comments, when I eat confit bialdi, if you hit F4, you can remove the kind of the yellow effect while that's up. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a few rats. Yeah, we'll take these. And then let's go ahead and grab 3 of these real quick. And let's just warp over. And I'm going to set these down right here for right now. And we are going to make ourselves a couple rat upgrades. Now, the first upgrade... and actually, this will be the first point where we're going to be using some jury-rigged rats as well. And I came out to Ratlantis. I've got to pop out and get a bit more iron because I'm pretty much tapped out of iron again. That happened once between episodes as well. I'm tapped out on iron again, and I need to get at least a little bit of it for what we're going to be doing today. Okay, that should be good for now. Got quite a bit of iron. What is it? Stack and 6? Yeah, that should be good. I never ended up finding my my bed. I don't know what I did with it. I have no clue. It could be possible that I dumped it in the rat trash can maybe at some point whenever I was making garbage. That is a possibility. I'm not for sure, but okay. Now while that's going, let's pop over. I'm gonna need some of my chicken stuff real quick. Okay, now all together we're gonna be crafting three or four batches of upgrades. We're gonna be running these 2 apiaries is all at the moment. So I'm going to start off with 3. So let's go ahead. Let's get 3 of these, and I need to get some more iron. And let's get ourselves. Let me get this and this and this. And we are going to make ourselves some Feathery Wings. 3 of these. I think it's 1 per upgrade. It might be 2 per upgrade. It's 2 per upgrade. Okay, that's fine. I'll make 3 more. And we're going to make ourselves some flight upgrades. You can either go with these or you can go with the bee ones. I'm going to be going with the flight ones right now. We are going to make some bee ones, but I do need to get vanilla bees up and going to actually make honeycomb blocks, because right now I don't have any vanilla bees. I just have resourceful bees. So we're going to get 3 of those. We are also going to get ourselves... see, actually, I think I've got... Yeah, I do. And I'm also going to grab this jury-rigged upgrade as well. Because we're going to need these today. But I am going to need to make 1 additional whitelist upgrade, because we're going to need 2 of these. And then let's go ahead and get 3 platter upgrades. And then we're also going to get, because of course these are going to be inside the apiaries, our chests are. At least at the moment they are. And because when it comes to rats, as we've seen, their AI is really bad when it comes to moving from point A to point B. They cannot figure out, for the life of them, how to move around. And so what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to be making some ethereal upgrades. These right here. I think my phantom membrane I actually put up right before I recorded this episode. I was piling it up and put it away. So let's grab that. And then for each of these, we're going to need some basic Ratlantian upgrades, which require marbled cheese, which I imagine I've got 12 for now. As well as, I think it's 2 ghost pirate hats. No, it's 1 ghost pirate hat, 1 ghost pirate cutlass. So let's take 1 of each of these, and that, and ectoplasm. And then let's get some emeralds. Okay, so for the basic Ratlantian upgrade, there's 3 of those. And then we are going to get our ethereal upgrades. There we go. There's 3 of those. And of course what this does is it allows rats to move through blocks if they need to. And so that way we don't have to worry about our rats getting stuck on things, and they'll also be able to go into the apiary to the chests where they need to access the things and take items out. And then we're going to craft one more thing. We're going to craft 1 more jury-rigged upgrade, which is a lot easier now than it was the first time. I actually spent 9 of my diamonds when I only had like 12 on this, thinking that I was going to need it for something. Didn't end up needing it. And needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed that I had used them. But now we got lots of diamonds, so. And there is our jury-rigged. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's go over to our rats. Let's go ahead and grab these. And we're just going to take them over to our apiaries are. So the first rat that we're going to be setting up, all it requires is an ethereal upgrade, which turns it green, of course, flight, which makes it all fancy, and a platter. So there we go. And we're going to take him, we're going to put him into this apiary here. And we'll say that's your home. Oh, there's so many. All of these go into the centrifuge. So Beeper, Mason, Spooky, and Zombie. Which means we're going to have another source of clay as well as bricks. That's actually going to be good because we'll automatically just have bricks and clay on hand. Let's go ahead, grab this rat. We're going to say this is going to be your home. You are going to take items from this chest, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to transport items. Well, you don't know where you're going, so you just float around then, that's fine. And we're going to say that you are going to be taking your items all the way over to here. Now if we give him a second, we should see him fly over. So he's flying the items over, the combs over. Now you'll notice he's not super fast, but that's fine. We can always add a speed upgrade, and we might. We'll see. But here he comes. He's coming in for a landing, and he's going to drop in a stack of those honeycombs, which will immediately get pulled into here. Oh, and this is full on honey. That's why it's not running at the moment, which we're going to be handling the honey here in just a moment. But okay, so that bee is running. Let's pop over and pop over and set up the other two. Okay, now these next two, let's go ahead and grab them both. And we're going to tell this one, we're going to say, you know, this is going to be your home. This one is going to have the flight upgrade and the ethereal upgrade. And we're going to tell it that it's going to be taking items from this chest. And for the last upgrade, of course, we want to put a whitelist into this one. But we also want to put a platter upgrade so it can move items a lot faster. So this is where jury rigged comes in. And the way this works is we can take it, we can right click it, and we can put multiple upgrades into it. And the reason we're going to be doing this is because the stand bee, of course, its honeycomb does not go into the centrifuge. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our whitelist and we're going to add stand bee. And actually I think I want a blacklist instead of a whitelist for the other one. It would just make things a little bit easier. So this one can take stand bee honeycombs. So then we're going to take our jury rigged and we're going to take our whitelist and we're going to take our platter upgrade and combine those two together. So they only take up one slot in our rat. Drop it into there, and now it has the platter. It also has a whitelist. So we're going to say you're going to be transporting items. And then, of course, I've got to pop over and tell it to take the items over. But, of course, this one is not going to the centrifuge. This one is going to be delivering its items directly over to... it's not letting me tell it to deposit items into any of this stuff. I wonder why. Is that like a distance issue? It's a distance issue. It could also be a chunk loading thing. There's actually a pretty good chance that could have been the issue, was just it not being chunk loaded. So if we told it deposit items in the drawer controller, we toss it down. There we go. Okay, he has deposited the items. Oh, but he can't get out because they can't move through stairs, really? Oh yeah, he gets stuck on like... Oh, sorry. He gets stuck on like everything, actually. I'll tell you what then, instead of that, we'll just use this. So we'll say deposit items in crate from the top. So he'll just bring the stand B honeycombs over to here and deposit them into that. Now let me make sure that he got over there all right. Oh, he's caught on glass. Seriously, you can't move through anything hardly. Yeah, he can't even really get out of here once he has items. Okay. There we go. I switched and put the Ethereal Upgrade on top. Okay, I went ahead and I restarted just in case the upgrades were bugging out, but honestly, I'm thinking... Oh, that one's stuck now. Goodness. You can do it, Rat. You're ethereal. Just go. It's jungle wood. Like... Oh, man. They're getting stuck on everything now. If this doesn't work, I'll just have to go with something a little bit lazier, I guess. We'll see, though. He's coming in for a landing. Okay, yeah, this isn't going to work. Man. Just because my rats aren't being very intelligent. That's unfortunate, because that was the entire reason for us going to Ratlantis in the first place. I mean, it's possible something bugged out on that one. I mean, he was working, but it's possible something bugged out on him whenever I restarted. Which, even if that's the case, that's still, you know, a major issue. So, yeah, I guess that's not going to work. So in that case, I guess we're just going to go with something lazy to move the items, because it's a long distance that we're moving the items, of course. Rats, they work best for very short distances. for moving things. So I guess in that case, we're probably just going to have to go with an ender chest. I was wanting to avoid doing that, but I don't want to have to run item pipes all the way over there. So what we're going to do, of course, I don't have much in the way of blaze rods, and I broke my spawner for blaze rods. Actually, I've got 12. But I am going to need some blaze powder also. So I'm going to set out, and I've got a waystone with me. I'm going to go back over to that nether fortress. Oh, there's actually a waystone right here as well. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Let me rename it though, I don't want that name. So if we ever do need some flesh, there's plenty of flesh. But I still gotta go a little ways, so I'll be back. I made it to the fort, threw down our waystone, and we're gonna grab this. I think we'll just take it with Silk Touch. Put it in here and not break it this time. That's my plan anyways. Okay, and now we should have everything that we need for our ender chests. There's our Eyes of Ender. There is our ender pouches. That. Okay, and we got a task completed. So in this case, since we're going to be going with this, I'll just replace the chest that we've got for now. One way. There we go. And then we'll just leave this as code 00. And I guess I can take these rats also. There we go. And now, and then let's have the ender chest setting like in here. Maybe I'll remove one of these and put it there. And actually, let's go ahead, let's grab those 2 rats, in fact. Because maybe I can use them in this area, just not for transferring the items long distances. So maybe if they're not using these upgrades, like flight especially, I think just sends them into like this weird overdrive. It could have to do with the distance. That's a possibility. And this is the one that has the white list. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that we got him, set his home point here, and reset his transports. And I'm going to say, you're going to take items from this ender chest, and you're going to deposit them over here. And this is going to be those Stanby honeycombs. So you'll deposit them there. And let me take his flight upgrade, because he shouldn't need it. And then we're just going to say, transport items. Okay, so he's going to grab, if there's Stanby honeycombs in there, so for example this one, he's going to grab those Stanby honeycombs, take them, dump them off. We've got 2 stacks in there and he's already headed back. Okay, he's working a lot better like this than trying to get him to fly. He did not like flying. So yeah, we'll still get to use him. And that way he can still travel through blocks and stuff like that. So let me go get our blacklist upgrade and our other platter upgrade real quick. We're not going to use the other jury-rigged for this because we won't need it for this. In our blacklist, we are going to put in, of course, Stanby honeycombs. So pick up everything but Stanby honeycombs, and we'll have to add things, of course, to that. Oh, I didn't think about it, but putting the whitelist into the jury-rigged, probably not the best idea. Though I think, can't the rat upgrade separator, I think this can separate the upgrades, so maybe we can break up that jury-rigged if we need to. So we'll add the blacklist to this one and the platter, and we're going to say, you take items from there, and then you deposit them to there. And this should only be honeycombs. And then transport items. So I'm just going to start moving things. You'll notice this one has like super speed. Okay, I don't know about this, because this one's still like really broken. Maybe him having flying and not ethereal. He kind of gets stuck there. Yeah, okay, so we'll go flying and not ethereal on this one. I mean, I could always break this crate. and he probably managed a little bit better. So, yeah. You can see their pathfinding is awful. Like, moving 5 feet, there's like, what do? I don't know what to do. Why do you give me these hard jobs? I don't know where the stand bee rat went. Oh, there he is. Way up there. I'm assuming that he hit the vines and just took off flying. And now he's back inside the chest. So, okay, well, we've got items being transferred. That's what counts. I'll just have to keep an eye on it to see if there's issues coming up. This one seems okay because he doesn't have to go very far. The other one, because he's got to go more than like 5 blocks, he's having some issues. But the next thing that we need to do is we need to turn our attention over to dealing with the honey from the centrifuge, because if it backs up, it stops running. So what we're going to do is we're going to start making honey blocks in mass. And to make these, we can either do the bottled honey, which, okay. And if we do it that way, basically it would make a closed system, because you get the honey bottles back whenever it crafts the honey block, and then they go back in the centrifuge. But we're actually just going to go with the blast chiller from thermal, because I don't believe that this is going to use a whole lot of power. And it's a full bucket of honey per. So we're going to be going with this. It's just Invar and that, and some packed ice. And let's see, for Invar, that is going to be... Yeah, we can make it in here. So we'll get that going. And let me grab the ingot cast. Okay, and then our 10 gear, there's that. And I only have 9 ice at the moment. And I also got to get some more sand. So let me just grab a stack of that, get that going, and then down here, you can see I got this weird chunk boundary issue from where I had explored originally, and I've actually got a frozen river down here. So I'm just going to head down to that to get my ice, I think. Okay, so like this little patch right here will be plenty. We'll just take that, and I'll go ahead and take a little bit more. And a little bit more. Hey, what bee is that? Icy bee. Then let me take it. Okay, now we should be all set at this point, except for the gears. Oh, I need 2 Invar gears, not... I mean, I could pump them out as ingots since I don't have a gold cast made. But I am going to need a little bit more of that. And let's go ahead and do a... Let's go ahead and make a gold cast also. So, and I got enough tin. I'm just going to go with the 10 gear to make the cast. And then it's going to be... We got 1 block. We'll go ahead and get that dumped out. Get that. I mean, we could just make it with ingots and a nugget, but... a little bit cheaper to do it this way. Alright, so there's our machine frame and our blast chiller. Oh, my rat went way up there again. Actually, probably the way that I'm going to fix this, let me just pop down and get some string. Oh, and by the way, something I do want to show you, if you don't know this, with this vein miner, if you hold vein mine and you right click to harvest a plant, it harvests like all of them in like the vicinity basically. So just a heads up there. And also, even if you target plants that are harvested, it still works. So just kind of bear that in mind. Can't convert it in this pack. Okay, let me pop over and get some regular string then. And what I'll do is I'll just break off a little bit of these vines. Probably end up having to do those as well. I'll just place that string to get those vines off the ground. And then, well, I probably should have went up there first. That's fine though. Go up here and rescue my rat in the tree. Now he can run without running into vines. Yeah, because he was running right there and catching it each time, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to set up our blast chiller. I think what I'll probably do is put it right here. Just kind of not visible. I really don't want it to be visible, to be honest. And then we're going to set it just like that. That way it gets power from the power cell. We're going to say that the top is going to be the input. You auto input, so it's going to start getting the honey from the centrifuge, and it's going to start turning that into a honey block. I wonder why. Okay, it looks like it's going to craft and then pull and then craft and then pull. That works. And then what we'll do is we'll set up a drawer. Or actually, I'll tell you what, better yet, let's just grab it. Let's set it up on the other side, in fact. That's the output line right there. So we will, let me rotate it. And we're going to say the left side is going to be output. And then we're going to tell our pipes to pull from there. Okay, so they can grab the honey blocks. Alright, and then the centrifuge will be back up and running. And then this should be able to, I think, keep up with the honey consumption. So, alright, and then let me just go ahead, dump that back into there. Now what we're going to do is we need to start transferring these items over to there. And we're not going to be filtering this. Our ore, we're going to be sending it whole. And here in the next episode or two, we'll be setting up ore processing kind of over here, because we're going to be setting up a new system for some ore processing, which I'm actually quite excited for. I got to light this room up because it is pitch dark at the moment. Let's go ahead and slot in like slime balls, slime pearls, and this is basically just going to be a hub for all of our stuff that's coming in from bees. Is the purpose of this little area. So that I didn't get any gold from that. Well, then again, it is only a 1%, so it's actually not that surprising, I suppose. Emeralds, emerald ore, gold. We're gonna have some honey blocks. There we go. And I think that's everything at the moment that we're gonna be getting, right? Well, no, it hasn't ran through all of these yet, but okay. Well, we'll let that run, and we are going to, I guess we'll go try to get that rat out of the sky over there. So I want you to stay here. You're going to lose your flight upgrade, but you can keep the rest of the stuff. So we'll go ahead and set him up right over here, and we're going to say that like right here is going to be your home point. You are going to be taking items from this crate. Oh, we got some beeswax and some gunpowder. So you're going to be taking items from there, and you are going to be hand delivering those items to here. We'll add in beeswax, because we're going to be needing a lot of beeswax, a lot of honeycomb. That's why I wanted to get our automation on up and going, because we're going to, by the end of things, we're going to need just thousands and thousands of this stuff. So, and then go ahead and start transporting items. Okay, so now we have our items automatically being moved over by our rats mostly. Of course, we have to use ender chests a little bit there, but at least for most things, we're using our rats. So, and then it's just got to nom through all of this stuff here. And I'll probably be adding a bunch of storage upgrades to it. I think the, let's see, in this pack, I don't think it's stacking crafting. No, it's just like that. I've been making iron upgrades, you know, for most things, but we're at this point, now that we have emerald bees, I'm just going to be making emerald upgrades. Anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode, though, so we are going to be ending this one here. Next episode, we are going to be starting, we're going to be kind of switching gears off of rats. We will be continuing to do some bee-related stuff here and there, but we've done kind of the bulk of our bees at this point. And next episode, we are going to be switching gears to some magic mods, starting to delve into a little bit of magic mods. I hope you guys join me for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.